So hello everyone, my name is Jason. I'm a channeler and a Course in Miracles student, and today I'd like to come on to just talk about a few things and to channel. Okay, so today, so I had to redo a lesson today, a Course in Miracles lesson. Yesterday's lesson was, today I will judge nothing that occurs. And I found myself, of course, having to do this practice again, finding myself judging something. And so over again, one more time. Especially since this was the focus of this lesson. And I am working every day on trying to be in a non-judgment place. And then I found myself, I was called out on something, and I thought, oh my God, you're right. Wow. And so, so it's a redo. Today's a redo. Today I will judge nothing that occurs. And since I don't know what everything is for, how can I judge it? And then also everything is for your own best interests. So I'm doing that lesson. Then 244, the next lesson, I am in danger nowhere in the world. And then in order for my forgiveness practice, I'm doing lesson 161 again. Give me your blessing, Holy Son of God. I would behold it with the eyes of Christ and see my perfect sinlessness in you. So this I find whenever you do find yourself in a state of judgment, that you do this lesson 161, and that you see that person that you've judged, and you see behind them, and you see that they are, how beautiful they are and how wonderful they are, and then you forgive them, you forgive yourself, and then you just feel this wonderful kind of connection and light with that person. And then that being said, I wanted to also go into something that I just would like to ask the guides about. I'm having this feeling, and I'm not sure if it's real or not, but I'm having this feeling that sometimes that we're living in kind of two different worlds. That I'm living, of course, mentally, I might be living in a different world from the person that might be living next to me or wherever, but at the same time, just seeing the events that are happening outside of me, like I see two timelines going on at the same time. And so this concept of we're living on the same earth, but we're kind of living in a different frequency, like things are happening in a very different way, but they're all happening at the same time, which is confusing because there's two different timelines, it seems to be, that are going on at the same time. And I think it doesn't make sense. This is happening and this is happening. How can they happen at the same time? That's impossible. But they are. And maybe there's a logical explanation for it. I'm not sure. I haven't found one yet. But so I'd just like to call in my guides and see if they have any clarification on this issue. So here we go. Greetings, we are that one that you know of as Mary Magdalene, and we are here, and we are always here around all of you, witnessing this revolution of peace that has been coming about on your planet, that you have been prodded and prodded and prodded, but you have kept your peace. You have tried to keep your peace, and we know how hard it is, and we know that you can be taken off balance at times, but overall peace is something that you have accomplished on a large scale, for a large population, for a large percentage of your population on your planet have achieved this level of peace and balance, so that no matter how much they are pushed into one way, they will find the path of peace and the path of righteousness. And this is where you have come to, and it is a beautiful time on your planet for all of you, and you will be able to witness this as it is happening. Now, on the other hand, we would say that what this being is saying is also correct, because you create your reality, and there is what you might call a divergence happening on your planet at the moment. And what is happening is that people who have chosen one path are going down one path, and people who have chosen another path are going down another path. And that is not to say that there are only two paths. There are many, but on a greater scale there are basically two paths, and within those two paths there are different paths that also diverge within that. And then it gets very, very complicated as you go down those paths, more and more and more complicated. But overall, it is two different paths, two distinct paths. And as this being calls them timelines, you might want to call them timelines. But we would think of them more as perspectives, because overall on your planet, you are creating everything that you are seeing, and you have decided on a soul level to split in this way, as this would be the best way for you to have the experiences that you would like to have on this planet. And now those of you who have split in one way will have a certain set of experiences, and those who have gone the other way will have a certain set of experiences. And they are both good and they're both beautiful, because they are your choice. They are your free will, and that is what you came here to experience, your free will. And although these two paths have been chosen, what is happening at the moment is we are in the fork in the road, you might say. And so at this time, a lot of these two choices will be seen at the same time. You will be seeing two different things happening at the same time that might seem contradictory, but as they are happening on two different perspectives, they are not. But if you understand, if you look as you have been up until this point on one perspective, then it is very confusing, because there are two different divergent things happening at the same time. And this is what we would like you to know, is to not be afraid of that, and not to be too much in confusion about it. Just understand that things are going to look a bit confusing in the coming times, and understand that it is just a divergent, and as things start to change, they can be a bit confusing. Just like if you're about to move your house, everything's in disarray, and you have boxes everywhere, and you don't know where you're going, if it is going to be the right place or not, and there's a bit of insecurity. But in the end, you move and you go to the new place, and you're there, and it's wonderful. And if it isn't the place you want, you move to another place. But we are in that state. We are in the state of flux, in the state of movement, and so things can be a bit confusing, and they will become a bit more confusing as time progresses. And what we'd like you to do is just understand and enjoy it for what it is, because this is a once in a many lifetime experience to be able to see these things from this third dimension rising perspective. So that is what we would say to you about that. And also, whenever you do go into fear about these things, just close your eyes and go into discernment, and understand that once you look inside and use your heart to see what is really going on, you will understand what is real and what is not real for you in your perspective and where you are. And your heart will tell you. It will always tell you. It is your guide. So that is our message to you today. We love you very much, and we are very happy that you have come to listen, and that we can speak to you in this way. We are Mary Magdalene, and again, we love you very much, and you are loved by so many. All right, so ciao, thank you.